Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. That's right, dbougie86. Finally back, guys. Not going to give any excuses because if you guys have been following the history of the last few months, it's been crazy. And I'm not going to go into it because you probably overheard it in other videos and all that bullshit, the fucking craziness that's going on in the world today. I'm not going to waste anybody's time with that because I bet everyone is just sick and tired of hearing that. Just know I was an essential employee during all this, so I've been running around crazy and haven't had time to sit down and watch a video because I've taken part in a lot of different podcast series that are coming up, and I've been prepping mostly for those, which you'll see certain aspects of the video. Sorry for the squeakiness of the chair. Actually, this might be the last video for this chair. Actually ordered a new one the other day. As you can hear, not a good sign. You probably heard its guest appearance on the latest episode of 22 Shots and Moods and Horror, the Wreck franchise. That'll be a few more podcasts where this cheer would be heard. One jokingly, of course. But yeah, that's about it, you know. There might be a few more after that, but then once the new chair comes, goodbye chair, because it's been beat to death, really. And yeah, so I'll try not to make it as squeaky as possible. But what we're here to do is, I got a lot of shit in that I gotta put away to make room for more shit. So I decided to do my update today, get it out of the way, get it over with, because I picked up a shitload of shit, yo. Let's start with the DVDs first. DVDs, of course, the smallest pile. I have a few DVDs here that I picked up. Yeah, very small. So we'll get right into it. First up, we have Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. You're wondering, you never had a copy of this? No. It's been years since I've seen this movie, to be honest. The reason why I picked this up was I need it for the summer series. I'm actually an adjudicator during the podcast Under the Stairs summer series, and I got 2 years that I had to adjudicate for and watch 10 movies that were chosen. Blair Witch was, Book of Shadows was one of them. Yeah, it's been years since I've seen this. I don't really remember it, to be honest. That was during my more pot-headed years, if that makes sense, where I used to watch movies kind of stoned. I'm just being honest. So I don't really remember them. The weird thing is this is DVD plus CD, this, and, you know, that's how, it's just a DVD. That's hilarious that they did that. They troll you with the cover. But I'm excited to check that one out. And then I picked up American Psycho. I know I could have bought the Blu-ray, but the DVD was way cheaper. Also, I just needed it in time. The Blu-ray was out of stock. Definitely want to. It's been years since I've seen this movie too. Probably since it came out, and always been curious to revisit it. It's one that I haven't seen in years since it came out. Like I said before, and yeah, curious on what I think about it today, especially with today's tones and nature. I remember digging it though. It was a film that struck me the first time I watched it. Christian Bale, of course, Willem Dafoe, Reese Witherspoon. Definitely curious on the revisit. If I do end up re-liking this, because like I said, it's been years. So long ago, 20 years, pretty much, 19 years maybe, since I've seen this movie. I'll def upgrade. Next up is The Terror Within 2. Need this for the 91 show that is coming up for the 22 shots and moods and horror. I haven't watched it yet, unfortunately, because I've been busy at work. I have one day of vacation coming up where I'm hoping to catch up on some of these watches that I've been watching. I've been watching one or two there, usually mostly streaming stuff that I can, but I'm gonna be picking up some stuff off the collection. So Terror Within 2, I had seen part 1 though. I actually did a review on that on Body Bags a while ago, so check out my review on that. A little sport plug. Next up is Wild Zero. I needed this for the latest episode of No More in Hell that's out. Fun movie. I had a blast with this. Great episode of that show that just came out. A fucking rad movie. If you haven't seen this movie's fucking awesome. Guitar Wolf kicks ass in that. Here are my thoughts on that show. Next up is another 91 movie, and that is 964 Pinocchio. Haven't watched this yet. I heard about it though. I heard it's pretty fucked up. It's from the same dude who did Rubber's Lover, I believe. Cyberpunk collection. Yeah, trippy shit. From what I see and heard about it. Yeah, this looks fucking bizarre in the back. I can't wait to watch that. Ooh. Next up is a old childhood favorite of mine, and you're really like, is this really horror? It's fucked up, and that is Nothing But Trouble with fucking Dan Aykroyd's only directorial film. What can I say? Chevy Chase, John Candy in dual roles. Dan Aykroyd in dual roles too. I'm sorry, guys. I woke up a little late. Demi Moore. Fucked up movie. I can't wait to revisit that shit. Next up is I picked up I Spit in Your Grave. Heard the 22 shots and Mr. Parker actually talk about this movie recently. And I always remember I never had a copy of this. So I picked it up. This is actually the new release that was put out by... Who the fuck put this out? Barkwell Creations. It's a DVD-R. It's whatever. It still looks good though. You know, it works for what it is. So I don't care. I just never picked up the original edition of that movie for some weird reason. So I'm just happy to own it. Next up is Equinox. I remember when this first came out from Criterion Collection. It came in like one of those big, thick DVDs. This is kind of the newer release of it, where it's like a slim, like a regular DVD case. So I'm kind of glad for that, because I'm sick of those giant, thick case ones. I remember seeing this film years ago when I was a kid, and just seeing the giant monster, the stop motion, and always wanted to revisit it. Can't wait to do that. Might figure out a way to watch this bad Larry. Fucking, yeah, look at that. You can't go wrong with the Equinox. Next up is another 91 movie I needed, and that is Mecha Droid, Robo Kill Beneath Disco Club Layla. This is a Toho production. Looks fun as all hell. I heard some fucked up funny things about this one. Can't wait to check this bad Larry out. Looks fun. Next up is actually a Dark Sky Films release. This is a newer film actually, and that is Ghost Killers vs. Bloody Mary. Yes, the movie sounds ridiculous from the title. It does. I won't even lie, but it was super fun. I highly enjoyed this for what it was. Super fun movie. If you haven't picked it up, kind of a surprise movie for me. And next up is Flowers 2. Yes, I was part of the Indiegogo campaign. Phil Stevens' newest film, signed by Phil. I actually haven't watched this yet. I started it. got sidetracked though. I'm definitely gonna sit down and maybe do a review down the line on this one. Yeah, really cool. Love the cover. Flowers too, yeah. I know it actually has a wider release night that you can actually get from Phil, I think, and probably down the line it will get released by Unearthed Films because they usually pick up a lot of his movies. So yeah, check out Flowers too. Really good, interesting concept on that one. Now on to some Blu-ray izzles. Oh yeah. Don't mind me, guys. I'm wicked tired right now. Just need to get this done so I can put this shit away. You understand. Next up, where to start? Yeah, well, it was mine starting with this one. This is a film known as I Dare You to Open Your Eyes. Yes, if you know Tom Horsball, this is actually his daughter's second movie. Hope's second movie that she did, Hopeless Pictures. Still haven't checked this out, unfortunately. I do plan on checking this out and doing a review on my channel for it, just because Tom supported a lot of my YouTube stuff back in the day. So yeah, I definitely will check this out and let them know what I think about this movie. Got some free time, like I said, coming up, so I'll be filming some reviews back and forth, maybe in one sitting. So look out for those. So yeah, I'll check this out. Coming up next week, definitely get some reviews out because that's when my vacation starts. 1 week anyways. Next up, I picked up another 91 movie, of course, Necromantic 2 finally. I bought Necromantic 1 when it first came out and never picked up the sequel by Jörg Bergereit. And haven't watched it yet. Of course. I'm fucking crazy. Maybe the reason why I didn't pick this up right away is because part 1 affected me in such a way where I'm like, yeah, maybe I should hold off on getting that one right away. You know, it's one of those type of movies for me. Like, do I really need to own this? But I'm going to check it out for 91 anyways. So, Necromantic 2, who knows? Here's a feel-good movie of the year. Underwater, yeah, with everyone's favorite actress, Kristen Stewart. Who, okay, let me get it out there. I don't hate Kristen Stewart as an actress. I think some of the roles she takes makes her seem less ditzy and unusual than she normally is. She doesn't have a lot to work with pretty much in some of the scripts, where I see her in other movies like Personal Shopper and Adventureland, and even like some of her early movies like Zathura, where she showed a little bit more character in those roles. And then the Twilight movies came out along, and it was like that weird phase where Kristen Stewart just stare into people's eyes and look sexual and sensual. And, you know, I think people shouldn't judge people just because of a movie series that they hate. Try to seek out other roles. Like, even Robert Pattinson in the Twilight movies went on to do, like, movies like Good Time and High Life and The Lighthouse, where he got away and broke away from that movie series in a way to prove himself a fair assessment of an actor. And Underwater, Kristen Stewart does a pretty good job in it. You know, it's definitely a movie that I heard a lot of mixed opinions on because it doesn't really have character development, but the reason for that is pretty much this movie's all third act. Once you get started, it goes right into it, and it's all like a giant final act scene pretty much, and it's the journey to the destination. You do get some little character development here and there with like certain character aspects, especially with Kristen Stewart's character, But yeah, you don't get like those big scenes you would get like in Alien, where you get to know the characters in a giant dinner scene. Actually, a lot of the crew members actually die in the first few minutes of the movie. That's not really a spoiler, but if you haven't seen this movie, the third act, well, this, like I said, this movie is all third act. I saw this in theaters, and what I saw on screen, without spoiling it for anybody who hasn't seen this movie, I was amazed by it, because I thought I would never see that on a big screen in a movie theater in my life. Yeah, I dig this movie. It's not going to be for everyone. I understand people's faults with it, but I dug Underwater for what it was. I really enjoyed it. Next up is another movie I really enjoyed, and I actually made my mom watch this movie the second day, and that is VFW. I was like, come on, watch this movie with Stephen Lang and William Sadler and Martin Kove and Fred Williams in it. And she's like, I liked it, but it was kind of too gory. And it's fucking gory as all fuck. I love this movie with a passion. Yeah, Joe Bagos, fucking awesome movie you did here, man. Love it. VFW. Oh, yeah. Next up, I picked up, I believe this is a Film Detective release. And this is Fist Fear, Touch of Death, which is, I don't know. It says it starred Bruce Lee, but I guess he's in the movie, but he's not. It's kind of like one of those movies where he's not really in it, but they use like stock footage of Bruce Lee, I guess. I never actually heard of this, but the story behind it sounded interesting. Plus, it has Fred Williamson and Ron Van Cleef in it, so yeah, I'll check it out. I don't know if I'm gonna dig it, and I don't know what the fuck, but I'll check it out, see how that goes. You never know. Oh, let me get this one out of the way. This is the one I missed from last month. And that, of course, is Dr. Sleep. I love Dr. Sleep with a passion. Picked up the Blu-ray last update, but it was downstairs, so I didn't get a chance to show it last time. So, yeah, I picked up Dr. Sleep last time, guys. Fun time that movie is. Next up is The Pit and the Pendulum, the Stora Gordon film from Full Moon, of course. Needed this for 91. This was a first time watch for me. I actually never seen this before, and I was fucking amazed of the quality of film, because I forget how good old Full Moon used to be until I watched some of their older movies before they started to give zero fucks with like shit with like that Tiger King movie and fucking Corona Zombies. Yeah, this is a great movie, and you know, I miss Stora Gordon, and he did this. I actually prefer this to the Vincent Price version of this movie because it's a lot more sadistic. Lance Henriksen kills the role that he's in, and I can't always love a movie that has Oliver Reed just come out of nowhere, shit-faced, like with a Spanish accent. Fucking amazing. Yeah, Pit and the Pendulum, fucking dug the shit out of that, actually. One of my favorite watches of the year so far for 91. Next up is another 91 movie. Actually, this was given to me as a birthday present from the good homie Mr. Venom. Actually got me Delicatessen, which is who directed this movie? This is Jeanette and Caro, of course. I think Jeanette actually did City of Lost Souls, and he also directed Alien Resurrection, which is weird. And I think he did Micmacs too. That was another one he did. And of course Amelia, French film. Actually never seen this before, so I'm excited to check this out. So thank you, Mr. Venom, for this. He actually also got me a CD for my birthday. He got me the New Testament album. I'm a huge metalhead. But yeah, fucking can't wait to check that one out for the year. Next up is one of the few things my buddy Brandon from Exploding Heads got me. And yeah, I actually have a few of his other things that he got me. separated into different categories. So when we get to them, we'll get to them, and I'll let you know this was a Brandon movie. And that is Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, this is a weird edition. It's like a book. Hold on. Kind of iffy on how the disc is stored in this thing. Because it's like stored in there and it keeps popping out. It pops out whenever it wants. But, yeah, it's kind of like a plastic book that you kill somebody with. If you just hit him in the neck, I could cut somebody in the fucking throat with that. But, yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula, a Francis Ford Coppola film. Next up, alright. Before we get into these, let's just have a friendly, non-toxic discussion. I picked up a few Star Wars movies. Yes, I picked up the new trilogy. I am going to be picking up the other ones. I just picked these up because I wanted Rise of Skywalker, and I kind of wanted to watch the other ones beforehand, so I picked up Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, which I know gets a lot of hate, and The Rise of the Skywalker. I actually like these movies for what they are. Are they perfect? No. But, it's that nostalgia thing. As you know, I'm actually both a Star Trek fan and a Star Wars fan, as you will hear on the next Cinema Attack episode that's going to be coming out. And, yeah, everyone was like, you like both, huh? Yeah, I don't judge. I'm not a hater. I like just movies. I don't fucking get into, like, that fan base where I have to like one or the other, And, these, they're okay. They're not perfect. They are messy movies, especially with some of the storyline and plot points in them. But, it's whatever. I dig them. But I also picked up this one, which is actually my favorite of any of the new movies that came out, and that's Rogue One. I really dig Rogue One. It's probably Gareth Edwards' best movie, in my opinion. And I love the cast in it, Donnie Yen, fan favorite, Forrest Whitaker, Mads Mikkelsen, Ben Mikkelsen, too. The return of a badass Darth Vader for once. Diego Luna, and who's the chick's name? Felicity Jones, I think. Yep. Okay, yep. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get that butcher. Really dig this. I like how it ties into the prequels, into A New Hope. Really great movie, in my opinion. Epic movie. Really well done. Very cinematic. Great score by Michael Giacchino, who I always dug his scores. Fucking awesome movie, in my opinion. One of the better later day Star Wars movies, in my opinion. And that's just me. Okay, where to start? Oh, let's start with this pile. Got a few more spare ones till we get into some label stuff. Next up, I have Isle of Dogs. I actually guest starred with my co-host Carly on Celluloid Dissections on a show called Cinema Beef. The episode's not out yet, and we did this movie with another movie called The Plague Dogs. So, yeah, this is a Wes Anderson movie. I actually really enjoyed this. Spoiler alert. Really fucking fun movie. I like the voice cast. I love the stop motion. I love the detail to it of like all the fur and stuff. And then Wes Anderson surprised me when he started doing like these stop motion films with Fantastic Mr. Fox and this one. Really dug this, and it's a ballsy movie. I say why in my actual review of this movie. So, yeah, listen to that episode when it drops. It's not out yet. If you just subscribe to Cinema Beef, it's a great show. Gary does a lot of good work, a lot of content. Definitely check it out. Okay. Next up, I picked up a documentary. Haven't actually checked it out yet, and that's called Memory, The Origins of Alien. It's pretty much going into the details of the making of Alien, the Ridley Scott film. Yeah, I just picked this up. I didn't spend a lot of money on it. I know if you bought it on Legion N, they came with like a free pen, but it was like $30. I wasn't spending that on a documentary I haven't seen yet. I picked it up for like 20. 20 is way better than 30 plus. Yeah. So yeah, Memory. Gonna check that out soon. Next up is a birthday present I got from my good homie Carly. She got me Color Out of Space, one of my favorite movies of the year so far. I love Nicolas Cage in this movie. He delves into that Lovecraft characterization very well. Tommy Chung's great in this. Great return for Richard Stanley after so many fucking years after The Island of Dr. Monroe. I really dug it. She also got me a CD too. She actually got me one of my favorite CDs in the world, Wilco's Summer Teeth. I'm actually a huge alternative country fan, and Wilco's one of those bands I grew up listening to in high school. And I used to own that CD, so I was very excited when I got that. So thank you, buddy. Yeah, so Color Out of Space. Next up is the one I picked up on my own as a Takashi Miike film, First Love. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I actually got it in with the other movie there, Memory, that I picked up. I actually ordered this from Barnes and Noble. I had a coupon for there, that's why. Yeah, can't wait to check that bad Larry out. I love me some fucking Miike. Next up, I have one Vinegar Syndrome release. I actually have more Vinegar Syndrome when we get to the box sets. I picked up a few of their box sets. So, yeah, I picked up There's Nothing Out There. I need it for 91, of course. I seen this before, actually. It was streaming on Amazon. But I decided to pick up the Blu-ray because I want to check out some of the features and dig it. Because I actually did dig this film the first time I seen it. So, I'm going to recheck it out. I can't wait to do that. Yeah, I remember a lot of things about that movie. Next up is two Oliver releases. I actually did like their buy one get one free sale. Picked up Moontrap with Bruce Campbell and Walter Keown, of course, Star Trek fame. I actually started watching this, and I actually what's it called? I heard a lot of people complain about the transfer for this, and I thought it looked actually pretty good for what I saw. I don't know, maybe it gets worse as the movie goes on, but it looked pretty good. I don't know, I actually never seen this movie before either. Maybe that's why. But it looked pretty good for what it was. You know, I've seen a lot worse Rapid Grannies. Just saying. And then I picked up, this is the reason why I did this sale. Like I needed Sometimes They Come Back, the Stephen King film from 91. Directed by Tom McLaughlin, of course. The guy who did One Dark Night and Jason Lives. I remember seeing this back in the day. It's been years, like way longer. I seen this when I was a kid. This movie on like I think Showtime or like one of the movie stations showed this, and I remember digging it for the most part back then. But who knows now, you know? So can't wait to check this one out again. It's been years. Next up, we got some Scream Factory Izzles. First up, I picked up X the Unknown, Hammer movie I wanted. I think this is actually a little before Hammer. It was actually Hammer, but you know, it says Hammer on it. It came from Hammer. So very curious to check this bad Larry out on Blu-ray Izzle. Next up, I picked up, of course I needed these for 91, Scanners 2 and Scanners 3, The Takeover. Actually heard a lot of mixed opinions on these sequels. Heard they're way cheaper looking. Curious on them though. Def curious on them. Who knows? Picked actually this came from my good buddy Sam. Actually, I'll do this. Sam got me George A. Romero's Knight Riders. Actually, one of my favorite Romero movies. I remember renting this back in the day and like, holy fuck, it's like a medieval King Arthur story where fucking motorcycles. Fucking rad. I actually really dig this movie. Is it a little too long? Maybe. It's been years, but I remember just being absorbed with the story. I don't usually complain about length if I'm actually interested in the story of the movies. But I can see why people would say it would be a little too long for them if they didn't get into it either. But yeah, I dig it. Ed Harris, Tom Savini, a lot of character actors from other movies. Yeah, fucking Night Riders. Love it. Then Sam got me Eve of Destruction. This is a 91 movie I needed. More thriller, like science fiction thriller. But you gotta love it. Gregory Hines is in it. I actually started this. I had to finish this movie actually. But he just starts saying the F word like 50,000 times during the beginning of the movie, and you're like, okay, you got me in there, Gregory Hines. And, you know, I had to go to work and I wanted to fucking watch it. I hate when that shit happens, yo. So, yeah, Gregory Hines, fucking man. Thank you for those, Sam. Awesome birthday gifts. Next up is, actually, this one went out of print. That's why I picked it up. And that is The Curse and Curse 2 double feature. Glad I picked this up recently because I wanted to... Actually, if you didn't know, The Curse is actually based off the same source material as Color Out of Space was, but The Curse 2 is just a different movie. It's like a killer snake movie, or a Snake Man movie from what I remember, with Jill Sholin in it. Yeah, I'm glad I picked this up because I wanted these for the collection. So, yeah, awesome shit. Next up, I picked up Strays from 91. Actually, kind of a fun movie. I actually really enjoyed that for what it was for a TV movie. It wasn't too bad. Actually, the fucking Timothy Busfield. I always remember him as the asshole from Field of Dreams. Yeah, it's a fun movie. I recommend the shit out of this, actually, if you haven't picked it up. Next up is actually two that my buddy Matt got me for my birthday, and that is Willard and Ben. Can't wait to check these bad ladies out. Haven't watched them yet. Next up is Body Parts, which 91 movie. Actually did watch it. I dug it for what it was. I think I had to rewatch this one though, because I think I missed something in the narrative. Going into it, you know, I was expecting a lot more action, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was more of a dialogue movie. But, you know, this is from the guy who did The Hitcher, Eric Reed. He wrote the screenplay for The Hitcher. Yeah, I'm going to recheck it out. It's one that maybe I had to pay a little bit more attention to. I like the cast, though. Jeff Fahey and Brad Dourif are in this. Yeah, definitely got to rewatch this one down the line. Okay, let's see what... Oh, yeah, one last Scream Factory or Shout Factory title. Bones. Yeah, Snoop Dogg, motherfucker. Yeah, gotta watch this soon. Yeah, Bones is coming to your town, motherfucker. I like Bones for what it is. I think the ending's probably the worst part of that movie, to be honest, because it's like one of those, it's not over endings, but I enjoy Bones for what it is. That's probably my only complaint about the movie is the actual fucking, like, not even like the whole ending, just like that one final shot fucking bullshit that happens where you're like, really? One of those endings? You went a full ghost ship on us, motherfucker? Which I hate fucking Ghost Ship for that reason too. But the Journey in Bones is a lot more better than Ghost Ship too. Next up, I actually have one redemption title. Actually, another birthday present from Brandon. He actually themed this bad Larry out with vampire movies, and that is Requiem of a Vampire, a John Roland film. I haven't checked it out. Just haven't had time. I love some John Roland cinema, though. So, fucking awesome shit. So, thank you for that, Brandon. You got one more coming up in this fucking crazy update pile. Next up is actually a birthday present from the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Parker, and he got me Cannibal Apocalypse on fucking Blu-ray Izzle. I was so happy when I opened that fucking package up. Dave is the man. Shout out to Dave. As you know, if you watch his last video, he's going through kind of a loss because he lost a pet in his life that was close to him. So shout out to you, Dave. Hope everything's good in the hood. And thank you for this. It means a lot to me. Yeah, Antonio Margheriti film. Fucking love it. Fucking John Saxon. Fucking Giovanni Labani Radici. Great cast. Can't wait to check out the transfer on this. I dig the fuck out of Cannibal Apocalypse. Kind of underrated movie in my opinion. And another one I picked up from Kino 91, Highway to Hell. This movie is fun as fuck. I never seen this before. This is the first time watching me. This is from the director of Drop Dead Fred, and written by Brian Halligan, who also wrote Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Then he went on to actually win an Oscar for writing LA Confidential. And yeah, I was fucking blown away how fun this was. This Hell Cop here is played by C.J. Graham from like Jason Lives. A lot of cameo appearances like Gilbert Gottfried, Jerry Stiller, who just actually recently passed away, R.I.P. Patrick Bergen, Amy Stiller, Ben Stiller. Fucking crazy cast in this. Christy Swanson, Chad Lowe, the main like couple in peril. Fucking fun ass movie. I highly recommend this if you haven't checked it out. Definitely one of my favorite watches in '91. Now we get into some Unearthed film shit. We'll start with the big bad Larry of them all, Gutterballs 2. Not Gutterballs 2. Gutterball is the 2-disc edition. I didn't want to give anybody's hope. You got a fucking copy of that already? Because I know all about the fiasco. Glad that Unearthed's doing this justice to Ryan's older movies. And soon they will be releasing Gutterballs 2. I know they actually did an update there. Actually, I believe they're actually editing it now within the materials. So that should be out soon. Very curious what that final product will look like. Yeah, but I'm excited. Gutterballs. Fun movie. I always dug it. I know it's not for everyone, especially with like all the extreme shit in it. Definitely not for everyone. But it's an interesting take on that sort of subgenre. I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen Gutterballs. It's a slasher mixed with like a grindhouse exploitation film in a way, and I dig that aesthetic of it. It has like that grindhouse feel, especially with the way the film looks. And I love the bowling alley setting of this one. And yeah, I'm very excited to check out there's like 40 hours of special features on this second disc here. And BDK, gotta say, love the fucking mask, man. Next up I pick up is this. Yeah, it's called This. Weird fucking movie, but I really kind of fucking dug it for what it was. Very interesting. Kind of want to rewatch it because of how weird and bizarre it was. And it's a quick watch too. It's only like a little over an hour long. Bill Orbis Jr. is in it, of course. Yeah, I actually want to do kind of a discussion on this. I'm not sure in what format or what show, but I kind of want to discuss this movie with somebody. So this. Next up is, let's start with this one. I'll do those two last. Picked up this during the Unearthed film sale, and that is fucking Torment? Yeah, this fucking movie. Oh my god. It kind of fucked with me, this movie. Because pretty much it's kind of loosely based on the Gacy. It's kind of inspired by Gacy. It's not really like, it's taking liberties. It's that type of movie. It's fucked up because it's pretty much a lot of man rape. And what they do to this poor guy is fucked up. Let's just say I never looked at spoons the fucking same way again after watching this movie. So this movie worked for me. So yeah, it might be a while since I rewatched this again, but this movie was fucked up. Oof. Next up, I picked up two kind of normaler movies from Unearthed films. Picked up the other two in the Unearthed Classics line. First up is Dark Side of the Moon. Really fucking dug the shit out of this movie. Really cool movie. Fucking kind of really dug the fuck out of it. Really awesome movie. I wish we got 1990 so I could talk about this fucking movie. Fucking randomizer. And then I picked up Night Witch, which I also really dug. Kind of different, like, Lovecraftian type movies. I noticed that Unearthed's Classics line kind of had a theme going for them. Not sure how that theme will continue, but I hope they do release more on that line. I want more of those for sure. Next up, we got some Warner Archive titles. Okay. First up, last thing Brandon got me for the birthday Izzle is a copy of The Fearless Vampire Killers. Fun ass Roman Polanski movie. I actually haven't checked out the Blu-ray, but I have seen this movie before. So stoked to check this out. It's like I think this is like a new 4K transfer on this, because I know that was shown, so I'm not sure. But still, super dope that I get to watch that on Blu-ray. So thank you for that, Brandon. And next up is some more Warner Archive shit that I picked up. Bad Ronald, fucking TV movie from the 70s, I believe. Actually never seen it. Heard interesting things about it. I always wanted to check it out. The Giant Behemoth. I actually have seen this movie before. Yeah, it's kind of like a British version of Beast of 20,000 Phantoms. But instead of Ray Harryhausen doing the effects, and it's Willis O'Brien, and actually it's from the same director as Beast from 20,000 Phantoms. And then he did Gorgo, so he did 2 stop-motion giant monster movies. Then he went on to do a Suitamation kind of kaiju British movie. So kind of cool in that aspect. Eugene Loret had an interesting fucking filmmaking career. Picked up the original fucking Thing from Another World. Actually really love this movie. One of the better sci-fi movies from the 50s, in my opinion. Really dig it. Yeah, just great cast. Howard Hawks did great. Of course, it's not as accurate as the John Carpenter remake is to the source material, but it's still fucking fun as fuck, in my opinion. Really dig that one. And last up for the Warner Archive stuff is Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. This is the original TV movie, which was remade by Guillermo del Toro, produced. I forget who directed that one, but I know del Toro was just the producer on it. The Katie Holmes movie. This is the original version of that, Bad Larry. I actually started this. I haven't actually finished it, but transfer is pretty good. It's like, TV screen, that type of deal, which you get with like a lot of these TV movies, but it looks pristine and really good for the print. So, yeah, I gotta finish that one day. Next up is a few Severins I picked up. First up, I picked up Vi. I actually did a review on this on like another sub show of my main show, Cinema Tag, where we reviewed this on Shudder. And it was kind of jarring at first because it was just the English dub version on Shudder. I was kind of curious because the dub was kind of bad. It was kind of jarring and shit. So I'm kind of curious to check out the Russian language version, which is on this Blu-ray, which is why I picked it up. But it was an interesting, weird movie. I'll admit, I actually kind of dug some of it. The visuals of it was pretty fucking hypnotic, and it looked good. So yeah, bye. Next up, I picked up The Wax Mask, which is a Dario Argento presents film directed by Sergio Stavali. If you don't know the history of this movie, this was actually supposed to be directed by Lucio Fulci, but he died during pre-production of the movie. So they asked Stavali, who was the special effects artist in charge, if he wanted to take a crack at directing it, because they already got very heavy into pre-production at the time. So, you know, this film is dedicated to Fulci. It still kind of has some of that flavor to it of Fulci, because he co-wrote the screenplay. And I like it for what it is. It's a flawed movie, but I dig it. And finally, for the Severance, The Peanut Butter Solution. Watched this movie's fucking weird as fuck. I watched this for the 85 show that just happened. Fucking weird ass movie, dudes. If you haven't seen The Peanut Butter Solution, fucking weird. Next up is some Slytherin / Code Reds. Picked up Mom. This is an upgrade for me. I dug this movie for the first time I watched this. I actually still have the DVD-R copy, which was actually a gift from Moods, that copy, but I upgraded it for the 91 show. Interesting movie, from what I remember. I actually really dig this, so I'm curious to check it out on rewatch. So, yeah, on Blu-ray Izzle. Then I picked up I heard interesting fucking movie. I can't wait to watch this, because I heard I'm in for a fucking melatonin fucking syndrome with this one. That is Curse 3 Blood Sacrifice, also known as Panga. Yeah, I haven't watched this yet. I heard it's pretty fucking boring, though, from a lot of people, so we will see. We will see. Maybe I'll watch it after that. I need to let that yawn out. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to sound like I'm bored doing this. It's just I've been up all night and I had to take care of the dogs. But you understand that. Next up is Voices from the Beyond, Lucio Fulci film. Yeah, I haven't watched this one yet. It's actually one of the few Fulci films I haven't seen, and it's actually haven't seen either of his ones that came out in '91. This and Door in the Silence, which will be both first time watches for me. So, very curious. I actually started this, but the fucked up thing about this Blu-ray from Code Red, doesn't even have a fucking menu. It just plays the fucking movie. And it annoyed the fuck out of me, so I ended up stopping it because I kept having to miss it because I had to end up doing something else. So, that annoyed the fuck out of me. So, no Voices from the Beyond viewing yet, guys. Next up is a 3 from Criterion I picked up. Picked up Funny Games, Michael Haneke film. This is the original 97 version. Dig Funny Games. Picked up Haxan. Yeah, so stoked to get this. I actually have a badass Haxan shirt. Yeah, Haxan's fucking awesome for early 1920s silent movie. Yeah, fucking dope shit. And then I picked up Naked Lunch, David Cronenberg, another 91 movie, which you could argue if it's horror or not. I'm going to include it anyways as a view. I could decide then when I watch it. But I remember it being pretty fucked up, and where the fuck would you put this movie in your collection? You know, you get that with Cronenberg sometimes. Getting there, guys. Oh, can't wait to go to bed. Next up, some Arrow Video goodness. A lot of these are from the Arrow Video sale. They just came up. I'm actually waiting on one title. that actually hasn't got here yet. And one of the things I got from the Euro video sale is actually in the, the pile over there, the box sets, which is going to be the last part of this video, guys. Picked up Matinee. Love that movie. John Goodman, Joe Dante goodness. Picked up Harpoon, which is a film from last year that I wanted to check out, and I don't know why I never bought the what is it, the US Blu-ray of this. I don't know, but I got this one for actually cheaper, and yeah, I'm gonna check this one out soon. Hounds of Baxterville, actually old school. Is this Hammer? I want to say this is a Hammer production. Yeah, it is. It's a Hammer production. Yeah, with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. It's the Hound of the Baskerville Sherlock Holmes story. Stanley Kubrick's The Killin'. This also comes with what is it, Killer's Kiss, as a bonus feature film. So that's fucking cool. It actually comes with both movies. Can't wait to check that out. Vincent Price's Theater of Blood. Dope ass movie. One of my favorite Vincent Price movies. So stoked to have it on Blu-ray Izzle. Yeah, what can I say? Fucking Theater of Blood's fucking awesome. Lords of Chaos. Actually really dug it. I know it might be kind of, you get this with a lot of these type of biopic movies where it's sensationalized for the screen. I know a lot of people have problems with this movie because that's not how it fucking happened. At the end of the day, I don't care. I enjoyed the movie for what it was. It's a good movie, great performances. Rory Culkin does a great job in the movie. So, I don't know what to tell you guys. I enjoyed it. Picked up The Wind, Nico Mastorakis. Wow. Don't mind me, guys. Nico Mastorakis film. He did like Island of Death, The Zero Boys. Cool ass movie. I actually fucking dug the fuck out of this. Meg Foster, Wings Hauser, Steve Railsback. Great cast. Fucking awesome movie. And two last things I've picked up is, I didn't get this during the sale. I actually pre-ordered this, and that is the new edition of Lucky McKee's The Woman. I actually dig the fuck out of this movie. I haven't seen it since it came out, though. And this is a cool edition because it just comes with this, and as a bonus, it comes with a new 4K scan of Offspring, which I remember being a lot lower budget, so I'm very fucking curious what a 4K scan of that movie looks like. Yeah, I gotta check that out. Yeah, I really dig this movie. Of course, it's based off the Jack Ketchum novel. Pollyanna McIntosh does a great job as the woman, from what I remember. It gets a little fucked up. I remember that much of it. Yeah, but great release. Great fucking release by Arrow. And finally, for the main Arrow stuff, I picked up this nice, hardcover, slipcase version of one of my favorite movies of all time, RoboCop. Had to get it finally, and I'm glad I did. Fucking amazing release by Arrow. They did a stellar job on this. Peter Weller, Paul Verhoeven, fucking masterpiece in my opinion. Love me some fucking RoboCop. Yeah, RoboCop. We actually talked about that film a lot on the last Cinema Attack. Well, some of us did. Funny story when you hear that show. Next up is some box set love, guys, and this is the last part of the update. First up, picked up the Amityville collection from Vinegar Syndrome. I really dig the... Oh, I actually have this on backwards. Dig the fuck out of these Vinegar Syndrome box sets. How they pop open and the disc are in there. I actually never saw one of these until I fucking got them in, and I really dig the fuck out of it. That's a cool fucking box set design. You know, and I got that one, and I got the Forgotten Gialli one, same thing. Fucking, look at that detail on that. That's fucking dope. Haven't checked these out yet, unfortunately, but I will, because I love my Gialli. But, fucking awesome detail on those sets. Fucking another set I got from Arrow Video Sale. It's got the 6 Gothic Tales by Edgar Allan Poe, Vincent Price box set. Interesting way how this is the re-release of this. They actually have 2 films on each in 3 cases. So actually the cool thing is, if you haven't seen this version of the set, it's actually double-sided slipcase, and you could change it to whatever movie you're watching, that type of deal. So like House of Ushers on one side and the cover for Pit of the Pendulums on the other. I kind of like how they did that. So if you're like, you know how you do your Instagram pictures, watching Follow the House of Usher, you know, I was kind of confused at first the way they were doing it. I was like, oh, that's kind of stupid. But they only have, you know, like Tales of Terror and the Raven are on this, and it's double-sided. And then finally, The Haunted Palace and Tomb of Ligeia on this Bad Larry's version of this set. Nice box set. I actually like that. I'm not sure, because I think there was like all of them on their one separate disc before, and I was kind of thinking like that box set would have been fucking huge. Speaking of huge box sets, the final box set of the night, the Omen set from Scream Factory. Great fucking release. Way better than that fucking shitty $10 fucking box set from fucking 20th Century Fox with the fucking cardboard fucking case and the little holder, styrofoam holder things that the discs fall out of, and once you just pick up the fucking case, it just breaks in half. Fucking fuck that set. This is the set to get, guys. It's well worth the money. A nice hard case. All the films come in their own separate fucking individual case. Fucking butch that shit. Just, I burned that fucking set in the fucking fire when I fucking ordered that. I hate that set. That original set. This set, fucking 10 out of 10 for the packaging alone. The films are a different story. They're fun, but I actually did watch a few of them because I actually had to watch The Omen 4 for 91, which is not as bad as people make it out to be. It's actually kind of a fun little TV movie if you take it as what it is, as like a killer kid movie instead of like an Omen movie. It is connected in a way, kind of stupidly and goofy, but it's still kind of fun. I kind of dig it still for what it is. But yeah, that's it for the update, guys. Like I said, I'll be back sooner than later, since a lot of craziness happened last night too, but I'm not going to get into that. You probably all seen the news, what's going on in the States right now and all this protest and bullshit. But yeah, I'm just staying safe, watching fucking movies. Fuck all that bullshit. You know what I mean? I'll be like the Omega Man at the end. Going to the movie theater by myself, enjoying life. If this shit keeps coming up like this. But anyway, guys, I'll let you go. It was nice to hear from you guys again. Leave some comments. Definitely will be back sooner than later. Knock on wood. But anyways, guys, let me get out of here. I got to enjoy the rest of my day and take a nap before work. So I'll see you then. Peace out.